Hey guys, welcome back to the New Critic, and today we're going to be looking at Season 7 of Supernatural. So, following Season 6, Sam and Dean are up against a new threat in the form of the Leviathans, a group of monsters unleashed from purgatory, the afterlife for monsters. Now before we begin, I'd like to say that I know a lot of people hate Season 7 and consider it to be the lowest point of the show, and it's one of my least favorite seasons, honestly, and that being said, I still liked the season. I don't love it, I don't think it's amazing. There's a lot of good things about it which we'll get into, but you know, in retrospect, it just feels like a filler season, and we'll get to that as well. And don't worry, this review is going to be spoiler free. So first of all, it was interesting to see Sam and Dean at their lowest points. At one point they get framed for a crime by the Leviathans. The Impala isn't in this season as much as the rest of the show. And a major character dies this season. I'm not gonna say who. The leader of the Leviathans, Dick Roman, was a pretty decent antagonist. His use of corporate mannerisms mixed with his own self-confidence, that was a highlight of the season. I also liked Crowley this season. He becomes an ally to Sam and Dean because the Leviathans are giving him issues. I also liked the character arcs of Bobby and Castiel. There's also two new characters introduced this season who I really liked, that being Garth and a fan favorite by the name of Charlie. Sam is also haunted by hallucinations of Lucifer, and Mark Pellegrino returns to reprise his role. Kevin Tran, a new prophet, is also introduced in this season. And the finale was great, and it ended on an exciting cliffhanger for the next season. And without spoiling anything, certain characters end up in deadly circumstances. Let's put it that way. Now, despite everything I've praised about this season, there's a lot of things it could have done better. For instance, the material was stretched far too thin, and this season was definitely a sign that they had no clear direction and they were just making the show up as they went along, at least around this season. While there are some episodes you can get away with skipping, too much of this season comprises of self-contained episodes that only progress the plot towards the last 3 or 4 minutes. There's quite a few episodes like that, and it's kind of frustrating. And the Leviathans make some appearances in episodes where their actions don't really matter, like they're just there. And the Leviathans themselves aren't really seen again after this season. And they felt like your typical monster of the week that just kind of overstayed their welcome, even though they looked pretty cool and they were kind of creepy. And the total number of episodes per season had been increased to 23 episodes because, well, this is the CW network we're talking about, and the show was their cash cow. You have to admit it, it's true. They were just gonna keep it going for as long as they wanted to. There is one aspect of the season that I wish could have been done better, and it's the episode where Sam and Dean are framed for a crime by the Leviathans and they get arrested at one point, and I thought this could have been an overarching storyline. Maybe when they prove they're innocent, they have to stop posing as FBI agents, but they could still get away with doing credit card scams if they wanted to. I mean, you've got to make money somehow. Because let's face it, the two of them going around crime scenes and holding up their fake FBI badges, for me that just got kind of old. And if they wanted to, they could have done it once or twice, maybe towards the end of the show, specifically in the final season, but they just kept going. You can't go back to the season and get much out of it. You know, it doesn't have that same level of replay value as the later seasons, or even the ones that came before it. A major character dies and some other characters are introduced, and well, we never see the Leviathans again, like I said. So this list is also pretty straightforward as usual, but you're gonna be frustrated with how many self-contained episodes are actually important upon watching this season. So here's the list. So yeah, that was my review of Season 7 of Supernatural, and it's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be, in my opinion, but it was still kind of disappointing. The next time we will be looking at Season 8, a big improvement over Season 7. Thank you all for watching. Please be sure to like the video, share it and subscribe, and hit the notification icon, and be safe during this time, and I'll see you soon.